time for Marion County football, as we have the Marion County Football Coaches Show with head coach of the night, Ross Brown. Tonight's coverage is brought to you by Big Papa Smokehouse in Lebanon, United Threads, and Farmers National Bank. Now, let's head to Big Papa Smokehouse in Lebanon for tonight's Marion County Football Coaches Show with head coach Ross Brown on G&G Productions, where it's live and free.
And welcome into our final Ross Brown Coaches Show here live from Big Papa Smokehouse in Lebanon, coming off another big win and finally, Coach, a convincing win on Friday night.
Yeah,
we're good.
Yes,
like the first show, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it was good not to be in a one-score game for the first time in a while. So, yeah, that was positive.
Yep, and perhaps maybe, following your team along all season long, maybe the most complete game you kind of put together from start to finish throughout, all season long.
I think so. I think it kind of felt like we're starting to turn a corner at this point, and more things are starting to click. And, we're getting to a point where, you can really see the difference in the beginning of the year and now, and I kind of feel like we're turning into a different team.
Yep. And the team, I'm not sure what you said at halftime or what the message was, but just they kind of came out with just a different look. And I hate using the word swagger because I feel like I'm like 90 years old when I say that, but just had like a different look and different feel in that second half.
Yeah, I think so. And I think, like we've talked about before, we've kind of been a second half team, throughout the year, but we're to the point now where, the kids believe it and we all believe it. And I actually said it to them before the game. If we can get to halftime in a game, then we're going to win the second half. And so we were jacked going into halftime because we had them exactly where we wanted them, because we knew if we were in a close game at that point, then we would have a good chance in the second half, seeing as how we usually play.
Yep. And you never really know what the future has in store, but, maybe, 4 or 5 years from now, this program can kind of look back at this win over Taylor County, first place in the district at the time, kind of had a stranglehold on the district throughout the season, senior night, last home game of the year, you beat them, maybe the Nelson County game's the same way, as a program-defining win. So these last 2 weeks, I guess, kind of go and qualify as a program-defining victory.
Yeah, in Nelson County, we had our backs against the wall. It meant playoffs or not at that point. And it was big to step up. And I think you're right. I think it goes a long way for a program, knowing that, you can win in those type of situations. And then, Taylor County is always, I can't remember, I don't know the stats and how long it's been since, they've played and beaten Taylor County. So that's also a program changer.
Yep. So big wins this year over Marion, or over Taylor, Nelson, and Washington County. It's hit the kind of the trifecta, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I think that's good, and it's great for the community too. I know the community looks at those games as huge games, and if we can win those, then it's a sense of pride. And I think the Washington and Taylor game were huge for that.
And being, there at the game on Friday night, you could catch it right here on G&G. You kind of feel just a little bit extra energy in the air when that game was over with in the crowd.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of happy faces, a lot of smiling faces. And like I said, there was a lot of people there for that. They were excited about that game. I think the community kind of has seen that we're starting to turn a corner, and they're getting more excited about it. And with that kind of result, it just kind of solidified their suspicions, I guess. And
you hit the 6-win mark. The program did for the first time since 2014.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's big. Of course, that's not the end of our goals, and we're going to try to get one more regular season game and see if we can't make it 7 wins in the regular season, and then see what happens from there.
Yep. Well, last week we talked. There was all kinds of different scenarios out there on the table for the postseason, but everything's kind of set in stone now. So don't want to look past Bullitt Central on Friday night, but we do know who we're going to play in the first round of the playoffs, and that's Logan County.
Absolutely. And like you said, first things first, we got to take care of Week 10. And like I told the kids earlier this week, you don't want to go into the playoffs on a low note, right? And we've done great, and we've solidified a position at this point, but almost like an NFL team resting their starters the last 2 weeks of the regular season, you kind of lose some momentum at that point going into the most important part of the year. So it's big for us to continue on this momentum that we've built and carry that over and on into the playoffs.
Yep. And we'll get more into the game and the win over Taylor County on Friday night. But I thought it was a pretty cool little senior ceremony there at the end of the game. when the game was over with. Whose idea was that? AD, your idea, some parents?
No, that's something that these kids have been doing for years now, and I was told about it. They let me know about it, and I thought it was a great idea, and I thought let's continue that tradition because it's something great for the seniors to be able to do, and it's their last home game on that field, and the last game maybe that they play on that field, because if we go into the playoffs, we're going to be road warriors for a little while. Yeah. So, that's probably the last game these seniors will play on that field, and that's just a special moment.
Yeah, that's my first time seeing that in person, so that was a really cool ceremony. So I wasn't sure if that was a Ross Brown thing or if that's a tradition going on for
No,
for
that was started by Coach Carter, I think, when he was here, and it was a great idea. And, they told me about it, and, I thought, yeah, let's keep doing that.
Yep. So we'll break down that win over Taylor County as the show goes on, look ahead to both Bullitt Central, and I'm the media, so I get to look ahead to Logan County. I know you guys are dialed in on your next game on Friday, but we'll have players joining us later on as well. Zach Cameron, Lane Daughtery, Kyle Purdom, and Trey Yoakum will join the show here, so we'll kind of break off into a couple of different segments of those guys, catch up and reflect as we have the final edition of the Ross Brown Show right here on G&G Productions, live from Big Papa Smokehouse.
When you want barbecue done right, head to Big Papa Smokehouse in Lebanon. At Big Papa's, we take pride in smoking our meats low and slow in our very own outdoor smoke pit, using a special blend of hickory and oak wood for that rich, savory flavor. Pulled pork, brisket, ribs, all seasoned with our original in-house rubs and recipes, then smoked to perfection with delicious sides and desserts. Taste the difference that only Big Papa's can deliver. Find us at 737 West Main Street in Lebanon or call 270-699-2321. Big Papa Smokehouse, where every bite is smoked with pride. Looking for custom t-shirts or embroidery? Come see us at United Threads in Lebanon. Whether it's for your ball team, your business, a family reunion, fundraiser, or your club, we've got you covered. From hats to shirts, we can design it, screen print it, and embroider it. All done in-house with top quality results. Find us at 100 Corporate Drive right behind Hardee's and next to Kroger in Lebanon. That's United Threads, because when you look good, your team looks united.
Opening an account is easy at Farmers National Bank. We're here to help you get started.
With options like secure checking, student checking, and even senior checking, we can help you find the account that best fits your current needs. Farmers National Bank. Local, friendly, ready to serve you.
Member FDIC.
And welcome back into the Ross Brown Coach's Corner show here on G&G Productions, live from Big Papa Smokehouse in Lebanon. Also want to thank our partners at United Threads and Farmers National Bank of Lebanon for making the show possible all season long. And man, Coach, it's crazy to believe the season's already wrapping up, but hopefully a few more weeks left for your guys as you get into postseason play.
Yeah, it's flown by, and especially in the process that we're in right now. I know for these kids, it's not for them, but as a coach, in this building phase of what we're doing, and so wrapped up all the time and trying to improve and trying to get better, and you look up and it's almost gone, and the regular season's almost gone, and it's flown by.
We'll dive into the Taylor County game, a 30-14 win for your team on Friday night. But the way it started, man, Taylor County got that football and drove it right down the field in dominating fashion on that first drive.
Yeah, they did, man. They got some players, and everybody knows about the big tackle, Mr. Close with his offers and stuff like that. But, man, they've got more than him on that offensive line that are big and strong. And that running backs, big fullback that's a strong, tailback that can fly. And so they got a lot of dudes on that team. And so it took us a series or two to figure them out. But then I think our kids did a good job of adjusting and locking in.
Yeah, and just as dominant as their offense was in their opening drive, yours was. They came right back out and matched them and marched on the field and tied the game up.
It was big to answer that way, right? Because, it's a little deflating when you give up a first drive the way we did defensively. And, there'd be a lot of teams that may hang their head at that point and think we're in trouble. And our kids kept their cool, did the same thing back to them. And then we knew we were going to be in a fight from there on out.
Yep, and kind of the narrative of last week was the passing game, erupting on the scene and made some big passes again to Wyatt Thompson in this game.
Yeah, I mean, you could see it kind of developing throughout the year. In the past few weeks, we were getting a little bit better and a little bit better. And then, this past Friday night, we finally were able to hit the things that we've been seeing in practice a lot and finally connecting on some of those. And Wyatt had a huge game, and he's grown so much. That's a testament to his work ethic. And to be fair, before I was here, he didn't get to do that much. So there really wasn't a whole lot of chance to be good at that or improve at that. But now that he's been doing it for almost a whole season now, he's come a very long way.
And that's going to be huge, especially going into postseason play, having a passing game for teams to look at on film when they get ready to go against you.
Yeah, absolutely. It gives them more to prepare for, and it shows them that you can't completely neglect that part of our game, and that's something that you're going to have to be aware of.
And one good throw Thompson made, I think, is a play-action pass coming out of a timeout, early first quarter, or late first quarter, maybe early second quarter. Memory can't quite pinpoint where it was in the game, but hit Adams down the field coming out of a timeout. It was a huge play, momentum-wise in that game.
Yeah, it was. And it was a great throw, and Ty League did a great job, or ran a great route, and was able to get open on that route combination that we threw at him. And like I said, Wyatt just threw a strike. Ty League did a great job. Now, I did tease him for not scoring with it. I ribbed him a little bit for that. But, yeah, it was a great throw, great catch, and it was a lot of momentum.
And then before that, a big 3rd and 13 conversion. Thompson hit a running back in the flat to convert that. Those aren't easy plays and easy throws to make.
No, it's not. And Mr. Daugherty, who's here tonight, I believe is the play that you're talking about. They had us in a 3rd and 13 situation, like you said, and we were able to throw a screen back to Lane, and he did a great job catching it and got upfield, knew exactly where the sticks were, and knew how he had to fight to get there, and he did it, and he got it, and it was big.
And now, early in the season, teams wanted Marion County in, 3rd and 13s, 2nd and 10s, and now, that's you've shown capabilities of converting those plays now.
Yeah, earlier in the season, that kind of would have been a death sentence for that drive, right? But now that we're much more capable of throwing the football, we can handle those situations and get first downs out of it.
Another big series, I think we had one last week we kind of talked about, people may have forgotten about. I think it was the fumble on the kickoff against Nelson County, or the defensive stand that y'all had in that game too. Another one that people may overlook would be that last sequence where the ball gets batted down at the end of the half, off a helmet, deflected into the hands of a Taylor County player. That's got to be a player you're thinking, come on now, what are the odds of that happening to us?
Right. There's sometimes you feel like, nothing ever really bounces your way. It always goes the other team's way, and in that moment, that's kind of where my head was at too. But I knew he didn't score, so regardless, we were going to have to lock in for another play. So you can't think of that very long because you got another play and another chance to keep them out. And so, luckily, I shouldn't say luckily, but they got one more untimed down there, and we kind of saw how they lined up. And so I used my last time out there to make a game plan for that, and came out and played that play, kept them out, and it was big.
Now, can you kind of walk us through the call? The officials did a really good job on that call because they threw the flag. I think it was defensive pass interference or defensive holding, but they had to accept the penalty, which backed them up from where they caught the ball, correct?
Correct, because if they would have declined the penalty, then time was out, half was over, and they didn't score on the play, so they had to accept the penalty and get moved back to even have one more untimed down to try to score.
Yeah, but I thought your team did a really good job keeping their composure on that last drive because Taylor County was threatening. There was a couple penalties on each team. That big, that ball, deflected ball. Really easy to kind of just, tuck your tail, give up a touchdown, go to the half. But your guys stayed strong mentally and physically and were able to get that stop. And it seems like that created a lot of momentum going into that third quarter for you.
Yeah, I think so. Like I said, I told you we were fired up going in at halftime, and we almost just got scored on. But keeping them out was big. And because we were all on the same wavelength of if we got into halftime in a very close game, then we knew we were going to win the second half. And, it kept it more toward that point there. And also earlier in the drive, you talked about a couple of penalties, and one of them was what we thought was a bogus, roughing the passer call. Or unsportsmanlike, I don't know what it was.
I think they called it unsportsmanlike conduct, but
it
was a questionable call.
The quarterback slid, and Lane did a good job of holding up and not hitting him like he could have. And they threw the flag anyway. And so in that moment, you could get mad about it because you didn't agree with the call and let that dominate your thoughts for the rest of the drive, and they probably would have scored. But give credit to our team and to Lane and everybody for not letting that dictate how the rest of that drive went.
Yep. It ended up being a one-score game, 14-13 at halftime. We'll talk more about the second half coming up next here on the Ross Brown Coach's Corner Show live from Big Papa Smokehouse here in Lebanon. This is a G&G production.
When you want barbecue done right, head to Big Papa's Smokehouse in Lebanon. At Big Papa's, we take pride in smoking our meats low and slow in our very own outdoor smoke pit, using a special blend of hickory and oak wood for that rich, savory flavor. Pulled pork, brisket, ribs, all seasoned with our original in-house rubs and recipes, then smoked to perfection with delicious sides and desserts. Taste the difference that only Big Papa's can deliver. Find us at 737 West Main Street in Lebanon or call 270-699-2321. Big Papa's Smokehouse, where every bite is smoked with pride.
Ready for a new adventure? We'll help you get there, by land or by water. New car, ATV, RV, or boat? Wherever your next adventure takes you, we make your loan process simple, stress-free, and fast.
Farmers National Bank. Local decisions, personal service, real relationships. Member FDIC.
Looking for custom t-shirts or embroidery? Come see us at United Threads in Lebanon. Whether it's for your ball team, your business, a family reunion, fundraiser, or your club, we've got you covered. From hats to shirts, we can design it, screen print it, and embroider it. All done in-house with top quality results. Find us at 100 Corporate Drive right behind Hardee's and next to Kroger in Lebanon. That's United Threads, because when you look good, your team looks united.
And welcome back into the Ross Brown Marion County Football Coaches Corner Show here on G&G Productions, live from Big Papa Smokehouse in Lebanon. If you made it out tonight, thanks for coming on out. If not, you missed out the last show of the season already, Coach. But big fun show today as your team pulls off a win 30-14 in district play over Taylor County on Friday night. And, man, your defense, offense too for that matter, brought it in the second half, outscoring Taylor County 17-0, holding them to 75 yards of total offense in that second half.
Yeah, and, you know, as we mentioned earlier, that first drive of the game they had, it looked pretty bleak at that point, right? But, like, it's a testament to these kids and not panicking and not, as I was talking about in the earlier segment, with not letting a penalty get us down and dominate our thoughts. We didn't let that first drive do that, and we came out the second half and realized that we could do that if we played well. And they executed and did a great job offensively and defensively. It was clean both ways.
And we talked about that huge stop there on that last Taylor County drive of the first half. What was your message at halftime to your team? Because something got through to them. They were lights out in that second half.
Well, yeah, like I said, we got in the locker room, and I think they were a little shocked that I had a smile on my face, because rarely do I have a smile on my face at halftime. But I had a smile on my face because, you know, I was saying it's just like we said. We got them right where we want them. We know we've been a second-half team all year, and we know we're going to come out here in this second half and do what we always do and dominate this second half. So they were excited. You know, we were excited, and I think that led to some good things. Yep.
And got started right away. I think second play of the half, Wyatt Thompson breaks loose for a huge run downfield and sets you up in the red zone.
Yeah, that's a play we had been working on all week based on what we saw on film, what they were doing defensively, and it's a play that wasn't in our playbook until last week, but it ended up working out for us.
Yep. And then, of course, got the touchdown on that 2 or 3 plays later to take the lead. And then on the kickoff, what a great heads-up play to strip that football away from the ball handler. I think it was Calhoun with the strip on that play.
Yeah, Marion made a fabulous play there. And I was a little bit mad because I thought the return guy, got more yardage than he should have, based on where we met him to begin with. So at first I was angry, and then when I saw Jamarion had the ball, I couldn't be angry anymore. However, we still did get on him on film for letting him get there in the first place. But it was a great play by Jamarion, and he's done that, made some great plays for us a few times this year, and he's one of our special teams big playmakers. Returned the kickoff earlier this year, and played some great corner for us and wing back, and there he is showing up on special teams again with a huge strip.
And that's back-to-back weeks in the second half, getting takeaways on special teams.
Yeah, and seeing as how they won the toss and took the ball first in the first half, that's big when you can come out and score with your first possession in the second half and then get the ball right back directly after that. So that went a long way to winning that second half like we talked about.
Yep. It wasn't quite a double dip, but it was close. You scored on your last possession and then got the stop and then came back out and scored the football.
Yeah, it was a huge momentum swing for about 5 minutes of that game right there when you combine them both. the end of the first half and the beginning of the second half. And that moment in that game in those 5 minutes really turned the tide.
Is that strip on that play that Calhoun had, is that something you work on, or is that just natural instinct that came from the player at that moment?
Natural instinct that came from the player. It's like I don't know if you can drill work on kickoff returns, like stripping the ball in that moment and in that situation. It's something that we're always trying to do is get the ball back. That's something that we preach, ball security when we have it and getting it back when we don't. But that's just a great individual play by Marion, heads up play, and football IQ kind of play.
And then 2 plays later after that, you take a deep shot downfield. What made that a perfect time to take a shot down the middle of the seam?
Well, based on the defense, how they were running defense and not really respecting us in the passing game. And like I said, we knew that Wyatt's been coming along, and then our passing game has been coming along, and we just kind of felt like it was the perfect time, getting the little respect that we were getting for that passing game, and we knew we might be able to catch them, and we did.
Yep. It looks like on that play they brought a little extra pressure, and Wyatt, kind of had him wrapped up. He slid away from it, stepped up, and made a throw downfield. And a good throw by Thompson, and a good job by Cameron catching that football, having to come back to it, wait on it. And a lot of times you see guys, look away and start going upfield.
A lot of people don't understand this, right? Because a lot of people think, the casual fan thinks, oh, you're wide open, you catch a ball, you're supposed to. But sometimes those are the hardest ones to catch, because you have more time to think about it. It's hanging up in the air for a long time, and you get to thinking, I better not drop this, right?
Or the defenders around you. You're looking at all kinds of things going through your head, I'm sure.
So sometimes those are the hardest ones to catch. But, yeah, Wyatt did a great job of evading some pressure, buying some time, and got to a place where he could let it go, and he did. And then Zach did a great job getting open. There wasn't anybody near him, and it was a testament to his route on that play. He did a good job of selling the block before he went. And that allowed him to be as open as he was. Yep.
And that's still, I think, midway through the third quarter, but I felt like the dagger in the game against Taylor County.
Oh, I think it was. I think that was the biggest momentum shift. Not shift, because we already had the momentum at that point, but like you said, I think that's solidified in our kids' minds, and maybe in theirs too, a little bit of what was going on. And it was a huge shot in the arm. And I think at that point the kids really knew and believed this is our game.
Yep. And then the defense again. We talked about the special teams turnover, intercepting Taylor County, and my memory serves right, I think a turnover forced in every game this year for your defense.
Yeah, we've been pretty opportunistic throughout the year. Done a good job of creating fumbles, interceptions, and like I said, just getting the ball back. That's our message. We want it. We want to hang on to it when we got it, and we need it back when we don't.
Yep. There's a lot of places you can look at in the stat sheet where games are won or lost, but third down is one of those, and your team went 6 for 13 on third down conversions on offense.
Yeah, it's huge. We've gotten better throughout the year, and some of those, like you said, one was 3rd and 13, and earlier in the year, that's probably not a first down that we get. But we're getting to the point now where we can convert those. The kids know we can convert them, and they don't panic in those situations.
Yep, and then on the other side of the football, your defense held Taylor County to going 2 for 7 on 3rd and 4th down combined in the game.
Yeah. Also, a point earlier in the year that we talked about, and my frustration sometimes was that we couldn't get off the field in 3rd down, right? We'd get teams in 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, and then they would convert, and it feels like you just can't get off the field, and it's very demoralizing for a defense when you get right to the edge every time and then they extend it. So we've gotten a lot better throughout the year in those situations, taking advantage of them and getting the offense off the field.
Yep. And we brought it up earlier in the segment, 75 yards of offense and 0 points for Taylor County. When you compare that to that first opening drive that the Cardinals had, what did you do differently to kind of slow their running game down?
Adjustments at halftime, based on scheme. You see what they're doing and the things that hurt you in the first half. We made minor adjustments, and there were some things we were just doing wrong in the first half too. That we had to remind them, hey, this is what we've been working on all week, and then a few tweaks, and it's really all it took to give us a different outlook.
And how challenging is it for a coaching staff to make those changes on the fly at halftime? You only get 10 to 13 minutes to make those changes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't feel like it's difficult, because I think as a coach you should see the things that are going wrong in the first half, and that should let you know what you're doing wrong and what you need to change. But I guess it's hard to see everything all the time and what's going on. But if you see the meat of the problem and you know how to adjust that, then I feel like it's something that every coach should be able to do.
I'm glad you said you make halftime adjustments. I always hear Peyton Manning on his Manning cast saying there's not enough time to make changes at halftime. I'm like, there's no, like, you've got to make changes or something at halftime.
You've got to, I mean, if you can't assess what went right and what went wrong in the first half and be able to make, like I said, meet adjustments, you can't fix everything.
Sure.
But when you recognize the things that are going to have the biggest impact on the game and the biggest impact on your performance and success, then you got to make sure you hit on those. And that way you come out the second half and maybe that team's not ready for what you're doing now.
Yep. And your offense on the night, 342 yards total offense, both rushing and passing combined.
Yeah, we're getting to the point now where we're more balanced, like I said, and we've done a great job rushing the ball all year. Now we're getting to the point where we can pass it too. And I think that's a big key to success in this game, no matter what level that you're at. I think if you're too reliant on the pass for success or too reliant on just the run for success, eventually you're going to run into a point to where, somebody's going to take that away from you.
Yep.
And if you can't do something else, then you're done. So it's huge.
And we've talked, for weeks, trying to improve the passing game. Was there kind of an aha moment at some point, maybe at a practice or a certain game, earlier in the season where you're kind of like, all right, we've got this figured out now?
No, I don't think it's like one moment. I think it's a body of work. It's something, like we've talked about, these kids hadn't done this. In the 3 years previously that they've been playing and the style of offense that they played, the forward pass was not, something that was big. And so it's something that had to be learned throughout the year. And we knew it would take a while to get that in. So it wasn't one moment in time. We could see the improvement week by week in practice, even though nobody really saw it in the games. We could see it week by week in practice. So I think it was gradual improvement, and we knew it would come along. We just didn't know when.
Did you have a kind of a time frame in mind where you wanted to kind of start implementing it in your game plans, or just had to wait and see how?
You got to wait and see. If we had our choice, it would have happened a lot earlier. But you got to kind of wait and see, and you can only do what you can do at the time. And so we saw it coming along, but we knew, in certain situations, we couldn't take the chance on trying it then because it may have cost us a game, earlier on. But yeah, it's we would like to have it happen in week 1 or week 2, but we'll take it when we can get it.
Yeah, and a great time to have it as you head into the final regular season game at Bullitt Central and then Logan County in the postseason. And as they kind of put a bow on the regular season, or at least on this game over Taylor County on Friday, let's talk again about the parity of this district you're in. You mentioned, and Seamus pointed this out behind the camera earlier, you talked a few weeks ago that there's a scenario where Taylor can go from the 1 seed to the 4 seed, and that's what happened.
Yeah, it was. This district is wild. I've been doing this for a while now, and this is the first scenario that I can remember where every team in the district was so close to one another. And, you couldn't take a week off. Nobody could. And like you said, you go from sitting in the driver's seat 2 weeks ago to being fourth. It goes to show that, everybody in our district on any given Friday can beat anybody. And it definitely was a different experience for me because usually you don't see it that way.
Yeah. And not just a 4 seed, they're going to Paducah Tillman too as their reward in a couple of weeks too. So that's gonna be a tough matchup for Taylor County. But let's look back. We first took this job in the spring. 6 wins already in the regular season, maybe 7 on Friday night if you could beat Bullitt Central, a 3 seed making the playoffs. Did you ever envision this all coming together this quickly in year 1?
No. To be honest with you, no. I mean, I envision improvement. I like to think that there's a reason why they asked me to come here and the staff. But I don't know if I envisioned that we would improve this fast, right? And to be sitting at a 3 seed in the playoffs and have a chance at 7 wins in the regular season, like you said, I don't know how long it's been since they've done that. I haven't done that kind of research, but to be honest with you, when I first took the job, no. I knew we could improve. I just didn't know how much.
Yep, I dropped the ball on that too. I'm not sure when the last 7-win season was, but if anybody out there knows, you can comment on the link, and I'm sure somebody out there is aware of that last 7-win season. But been an incredible regular season, Coach, and we'll catch up with some of the players that made this all possible here. So we'll have Zach Cameron, Lane Daughtery, Kyle Purdom, and Trey Yoakum joining us a bit later on in the show. Plus, we'll turn our attention to Bullitt Central and Logan County a bit later on as well. You're watching the Coach's Corner show here on G&G Productions live from Big Papa Smokehouse. Also want to thank Farmers National Bank and United Threads as well for making the show possible throughout the season. This is a G&G production.
When you want barbecue done right, head to Big Papa Smokehouse in Lebanon. At Big Papa's, we take pride in smoking our meats low and slow in our very own outdoor smoke pit, using a special blend of hickory and oak wood for that rich, savory flavor. Pulled pork, brisket, ribs, all seasoned with our original in-house rubs and recipes, then smoked to perfection with delicious sides and desserts. Taste the difference that only Big Papa's can deliver. Find us at 737 West Main Street in Lebanon or call 270-699-2321. Big Papa Smokehouse, where every bite is smoked with pride. Looking for custom t-shirts or embroidery? Come see us at United Threads in Lebanon. Whether it's for your ball team, your business, a family reunion, fundraiser, or your club, we've got you covered. From hats to shirts, we can design it, screen print it, and embroider it. All done in-house with top quality results. Find us at 100 Corporate Drive right behind Hardee's and next to Kroger in Lebanon. That's United Threads, because when you look good, your team looks united.
At Farmers National Bank, we're more than just a bank. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your partners in success.
Whether you're managing your personal checking, growing your business, exploring digital banking, or applying for a loan, we're here to help with all of your financial needs.
Decisions are made right here locally by people who understand you and your community, because we live here too.
Farmers National Bank. Local decisions, personal service, real relationships. Member FDIC.
Looking for custom t-shirts or embroidery? Come see us at United Threads in Lebanon. Whether it's for your ball team, your business, a family reunion, fundraiser, or your club, we've got you covered. From hats to shirts, we can design it, screen print it, and embroider it. All done in-house with top quality results. Find us at 100 Corporate Drive right behind Hardee's and next to Kroger in Lebanon. That's United Threads, because when you look good, your team looks united.
All right, welcome back into the Ross Brown Coach's Corner show here on G&G Productions live from Big Papa Smokehouse in Lebanon. Jamie Murphy, Ross Brown, and players Zach Cameron and Trey Yoakum joining us here on the show. And we'll catch up a little bit later on with Kyle Purdom and Lane Daughtery as well. But first off, guys, congratulations on the big win, qualifying for the postseason, and just all around a successful year this year for you guys.
Yep, great win, and I'm glad to beat them. We ain't beat them. Actually, I don't even think we beat them in Little League. It's been so long. I'm glad to beat them in my senior year, last year.
So Taylor County is kind of one of those rivalries. We always talk about Washington County, Nelson County, but Taylor is a big rival for you guys too.
Yeah, they are. I'm just glad to beat them, especially by 16. I mean, great win. Most points anybody's put on them all year.
I know he's doing research there, Coach. And for Trey, what's it mean for you in your final year to beat Taylor County, qualify for the postseason?
Well, it's been a long time since we've played against them, so we just really wanted to beat them because we've always struggled with them throughout the years. So that felt good.
Well, as both of you guys, I know Coach was happy this week to finally have a game not decided by one score. So what did it feel like to finally kind of put it to a team and have it wrapped up going into that fourth quarter?
Oh, great. I mean, I ain't done it yet. I mean, you got to, I guess, start somewhere. We're starting to put everything together, and you can see that on the field.
And for Trey, how much does this team improve when you go back to spring camp, summer camp, and looking at what you've accomplished this year and what's still left to on the table for you guys?
We've improved a lot. We went from barely knowing the plays to actually knowing them well, to where we can run it, have a fluent practice, and everything.
Yep. And how difficult has the transition been? Being coach have talked all year about implementing a passing game. Coming from a run-heavy offense, what kind of challenges is it to go from run first to being more balanced with the run and the pass?
Well, it's something every team needs to do because you don't want to stick to just one thing. So it felt really good, actually.
Yep. And same for you, Zach. What's the challenges in kind of becoming a more balanced offense as opposed to a run first?
I wouldn't say. I mean, it's challenging, but it's also good. You can't keep running the ball. You got to pass it and switch it up a little bit to create a gateway.
And hopefully, you guys are seniors. Your career is winding down, but hopefully a lot more football left into mid-November or late November. Looking back at this season, then we'll look back at your career. What's been the highlight of this year? We'll start with you, Trey.
The highlight of this year, beating Taylor County and Washington County for sure.
I had a feeling. And your senior night ceremony is all the favorite memories are beating Washington County. So, Zach, what's been your favorite memory this year?
It was Washington County, but now I have to say Taylor County. But let's see. My favorite memory would probably be just being with the team, having fun, and just creating that memory last year.
And for you, Trey, what's been your favorite memory of your overall career? It could be wins. It could be something that happened at summer camp.
Favorite memory is probably joking around with the team in the locker room before practices, before games, just having fun with the boys I played with for a long time.
Yep. I talked to Coach earlier about just the different look in your eye on in the second half against Taylor County. It seems like things are kind of clicking at the right time of year. So what can this team? You got a regular season game against Bullitt Central. You got Logan County, and hopefully more football. What can you guys accomplish this year?
I'd say we can go far in the playoffs. I mean, we beat Logan County. We got Eaton. That's a get-back game, and go from there.
Well, we're really just looking. We're looking at this first round right now. But that's something we haven't done in a long time, was win the first round of the playoffs. So it would be good to just do that and then go from there.
And, of course, you still got one game at Bullitt Central coming up on Friday. So how important is it to kind of stay focused and stay dialed in take it one game at a time before looking ahead?
Well, we're on a little winning streak right now. We've been playing good, playing hard, had good practices for the past 2 weeks. So it's good to just keep that going into the playoffs.
We got to keep that momentum going. And if we don't win this game, it could change whether we play Logan County or Paducah. So we got to win.
We'll have a little bit of fun. We had an interesting answer to this question last week, Coach. So Halloween's coming up on Friday. So what's the go-to Halloween candy for you guys?
Watermelon. What's that called? Watermelon something. Watermelon.
Laffy Taffy? No, we had a Dots answer. I forget who it was last week, Coach, but Dots. Yeah. Jolly Ranchers?
It is. Watermelon Sour Patch Kids.
Oh, Sour Patch Kids. Okay. It's a really specific one.
Yeah.
All right, Trey, what was your go-to Halloween candy?
Reese's.
Reese's. Okay, yeah, that's probably mine as well. So, all right, what was the go-to costume, or what will be the go-to costume this weekend?
I don't got one.
Is there any you remember as a kid that was your favorite?
I think I was Spider-Man 1, 2. A bunch of superheroes, I think. Yeah.
That's fun.
Well, my favorite one as a kid, I was a Scream mask because I had the little pump thing, pumping the blood.
I remember that
through
one.
The mask. I like that. Yeah.
Yep, we had that answer. Somebody had that one last week too. All right, well, guys, Trey, Zach, thanks for your time. Congratulations on the season, and we'll take a quick break here on the Ross Brown Coaches Corner Show. We'll get Lane Daughtery and Kyle Purdom up here next. This is a G&G production.
When you want barbecue done right, head to Big Papa's Smokehouse in Lebanon. At Big Papa's, we take pride in smoking our meats low and slow in our very own outdoor smoke pit, using a special blend of hickory and oak wood for that rich, savory flavor. Pulled pork, brisket, ribs, all seasoned with our original in-house rubs and recipes, then smoked to perfection with delicious sides and desserts. Taste the difference that only Big Papa's can deliver. Find us at 737 West Main Street in Lebanon or call 270-699-2321. Big Papa's Smokehouse, where every bite is smoked with pride. Looking for custom t-shirts or embroidery? Come see us at United Threads in Lebanon. Whether it's for your ball team, your business, a family reunion, fundraiser, or your club, we've got you covered. From hats to shirts, we can design it, screen print it, and embroider it. All done in-house with top quality results. Find us at 100 Corporate Drive right behind Hardee's and next to Kroger in Lebanon. That's United Threads, because when you look good, your team looks united.
Opening an account is easy at Farmers National Bank. We're here to help you get started.
With options like secure checking, student checking, and even senior checking, we can help you find the account that best fits your current needs. Farmers National Bank. Local, friendly, ready to serve you.
Member FDIC.
Hey, and welcome back into the Ross Brown Marion County Football Coaches Corner Show here on G&G Productions. Jamie Murphy, Ross Brown, Seamus behind the scenes, keeping us on air. Joined now by Kyle Purdom and Lane Daughtery on the show. And we're prepping y'all for the Halloween questions. We'll get to those here in a minute. But first, want to congratulate you on the season and everything you've accomplished this year.
Thank you.
And so we'll flash back to that game against Taylor County. We asked your partners a second ago, what did it feel like to finally not be in a one-score game?
It felt good, being away, being in a safe lead, not having to worry about playing play-to-play the entire game, lit up a little bit.
Yep. And, so, we've talked about it, big wins over, you've beaten Taylor, Washington, Marion County this year. What's one that sticks out to you the most?
All of them, really. I mean, every win matters to me because my last year, I'll never get another game, so all of them.
The same thing Lane said, I want to win every game we play.
You've got a game left against Bullitt Central and a playoff game left this year. So, what can this team accomplish moving forward? With, you got one guaranteed one this week and then a playoff game and hopefully some more beyond that.
Anything we want to. I mean, if we put our mind to it and we go out and do what we need to do, we can get it done and go as far as we want to
go. Same thing.
Same thing, yep.
All right. So, both of y'all seniors, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, so kind of looking back and reflecting, I know still, like I said, hopefully a lot of football left into, mid to late November, maybe even beyond that. But kind of looking back and reflecting on your careers, what's your favorite memory? It could be a win, it could be just something in practice, anything that's kind of occurred over the past 4 years.
We went to camp this one time, and it was like 1 in the morning, and we had to go outside and run because we wouldn't go to bed.
My favorite memory probably been so far is beating Taylor last week. I mean, that tops it off right there.
And what's it been like, you only get 1 year, maybe good or bad thing, maybe playing for Coach Brown. So what's it been like playing for him and his leadership this year?
Great. I mean, it's a great atmosphere, and he's a little younger. He's still old, real old, but he's younger, so it's a better connection with the kids. He's more on our level than other older coaches we've had.
Yeah, it's been great. He actually talks to us one-on-one and tells us what we need to do. So it's been really good.
And, first time in the program winning 6 wins since 2014. So what's it mean to you guys to be a part of something like that?
I mean, it feels great. We've played together our whole life, so we knew that coming into it our last year we were going to have a good season. And we should have more wins, but it's good to break the ice.
Yeah, I'm just hoping the younger classmen can do the same thing.
What can you guys do as leaders? You're not here next year, but what can you leave behind for those younger players to carry this momentum forward?
Leave a lot of horseplay behind. Try hard at practice, know when to lock in and when you can play around.
Yeah, luckily my brother still be playing, so I'll be trying to help him out with film and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so
you'll have a little bit of a hand in the pot right next year.
Yeah, that's right.
Maybe Coach can bring you back as a student or a grad assistant.
Yeah, we can suit him up again. So, yeah.
Yeah, sneak him in there, Coach. Just different number, sales name a little different. All right, guys. Well, it's time for the hard-hitting questions. So we asked your counterparts. We'll start with favorite Halloween, the go-to candy for you guys.
I'm going to go with Twix.
Twix, okay.
I'm going to go with Skittles.
Twix and Skittles, that's solid. They're quick on that one too, Coach. They're prepared. All right, what was the go-to costume, favorite costume, or your costume for this weekend?
I'm going to go with a pork rocket, a hot dog.
A pork rocket. Okay. Never heard called that.
My favorite costume, I think it was a bull rider one year, or a bullfighter one year too. I don't remember.
Bullfighter or a bull rider. All right, did we get your costume last week? Did we talk about that?
Yeah, we did.
Okay. I can't remember or not. All right, guys. Well, congratulations on everything you've accomplished this season. Oh, and by the way, before we get out of here, Lane, number 1 in the state, Seamus is telling me, in 4 stumbles this season.
Yes, sir.
So that's an accurate stat. We were trying to double check.
Yeah.
All right.
I think it's pretty accurate, Try to cause them.
Well, you've been there in the middle of it, so I'd imagine. What do you got to do? Is that something you work on as a player in practice to force stumbles like that?
I mean, you just put your face mask on a helmet, and then you just got to hit them and hope the ball pops out.
There you go, kids. All the instructions you ever need there. Well, Lane, Kyle, thank you guys so much for your time, and best of luck this week and moving forward in the postseason.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, well, I have one last segment to go here on the Ross Brown Coaches Corner Show for this season, coming up here on G&G Productions.
When you want barbecue done right, head to Big Papa's Smokehouse in Lebanon. At Big Papa's, we take pride in smoking our meats low and slow in our very own outdoor smoke pit, using a special blend of hickory and oak wood for that rich, savory flavor. Pulled pork, brisket, ribs, all seasoned with our original in-house rubs and recipes, then smoked to perfection with delicious sides and desserts. Taste the difference that only Big Papa's can deliver. Find us at 737 West Main Street in Lebanon or call 270-699-2321. Big Papa's Smokehouse, where every bite is smoked with pride.
Ready for a new adventure? We'll help you get there, by land or by water. New car, ATV, RV, or boat? Wherever your next adventure takes you, we make your loan process simple, stress-free, and fast.
Farmers National Bank. Local decisions, personal service, real relationships. Member FDIC.
Looking for custom t-shirts or embroidery? Come see us at United Threads in Lebanon. Whether it's for your ball team, your business, a family reunion, fundraiser, or your club, we've got you covered. From hats to shirts, we can design it, screen print it, and embroider it. All done in-house with top quality results. Find us at 100 Corporate Drive right behind Hardee's and next to Kroger in Lebanon. That's United Threads, because when you look good, your team looks united.
And welcome back in. Final segment of the Ross Brown Marion County Coaches Show here on G&G Productions. We're quizzing each other on our Kentucky geography there, which I'm not the greatest at.
Well, fortunately for you, the bar's not set very high over here.
No, we're both trying to figure out where Logan County was, but I think we got it with a little Google search there. So we'll talk about them a little bit. I know we don't want to look ahead and look past Bullitt Central. So that game coming up on Friday night on the road again. I don't want to say meaningless game, but how do you stay dialed in and focused in building to keep that momentum going into the postseason?
Well, I think, like I discussed earlier, it's knowing that momentum is huge going into the playoffs, and made the reference to the NFL teams that sit starters before the playoffs. You can't afford to lose what we've built, right? And so you've tried to convey that to the players all week, that what we've started here these past couple of weeks we can't let go of, right? Because we need that rolling into the playoffs. So it's important that they know, and we all know, that this Week 10 game is just as important as the last 2 weeks as far as carrying that momentum into where we're going to need it.
And when you get into resting players or resting starters, as we see at the professional level and maybe even at the college level sometimes, what do you lose by doing that?
I don't know what it is. It's the edge, maybe. It's just a rhythm, I would say, right? If you're a basketball player, it's losing rhythm on your shooting, right? And just that time off of not executing at a high level will somehow throw your momentum out the window, so to speak. So it's important that we continue on this path that we've been on.
And then a game like this against Bullitt Central, is there anything are you just all in on this game, approaching it like a normal game, or is there some things you maybe want to not put on film for Logan County to see?
No, we're approaching it like a normal game, because I think that's how you have to do it, right? It's a game just like all the rest of them have been, and we'll use anything that we need on Friday night to win the game, because that's the goal. If you ever get to a place of comfort and you don't need to show some things, then maybe not. But if it needs to be done, it needs to be done.
Yep. And maybe a question I should have asked before we dive into Bullitt Central. Last Friday night was really our first cold game of the year. Is there anything you do as a coaching staff to prepare for that, or you just kind of got to deal with it when the weather presents itself like that?
You got to deal with it, but you can emphasize to the players like we did. And we made sure to tell them all week that possession and holding on to a football, it always becomes more difficult when it's cold. So usually, no matter what level of football you're watching, the first time it turns cold, you see more turnovers. We see more fumbles, see dropped passes until they get used to playing in that cold. So it was important that, being the first time we saw it this year, that we were aware that that is a thing, and ball security was a huge thing.
Yeah, issues like that arise? Is it because cold hands or harder football, or kind of a mixture of both?
Both, right? And football feels a little bit harder when it's cold, right? Your hands don't spread as far, not as flexible when it's cold, and you know, if it gets cold enough, sometimes they go numb. And, you know, a helmet gets put on a ball carrier's arm or hand when he's carrying the football, then it's just easier to pop out.
So it probably hurts. I didn't play football, so I'm sure it probably hurts a little more to get hit in the cold than it does when it's 80 degrees outside.
And baseball players can tell you this. I was a baseball player too. You play those early season games when it's still cold outside. If you don't square that ball up and you don't hit it on the barrel, it'll ring your hands, right, for the next 20 minutes. So same type of concept, right? Football becomes harder. It stings a little bit more. It gets harder to catch. And like I said, you get hit the wrong way and somebody puts a hat on your arm or the football, it's easier to pop out.
Well, it's been another cold game when you go on the road to Bullitt Central on Friday night. So what can you kind of tell us about Bullitt Central's offense?
Well, they spread you out, right, and they like to sling it around a little bit. Quarterback got some speed and can run. Running back is pretty elusive, makes people miss all the time. And I think they're a pretty good combination of you know, a little bit of a power running game and also spreading you out. So they're pretty balanced.
And what can you expect challenges from their defense on Friday?
Well, it seems like they're pretty aggressive in what they like to do, scheme-wise, which is kind of feast or famine, right? That means that they can hit you in the backfield for a lot of big plays on their behalf, or if we execute the right way, then maybe that leaves some room for us to have some big plays.
And have you looked ahead a lot on film to Logan County, or you're just kind of taking it as a week-by-week approach?
Yeah, no, week-by-week approach. And that's what I was saying earlier. We got to focus on Week 10, right? It's great that you know, we get a playoff game and we know who that's going to be, but the first time you get to looking ahead is when you're going to slip up, and then you lose that momentum, and that would be much more influential to me than getting a head start on some scheme, right? So it's more important that we win Week 10 than it is for me to go ahead and start looking ahead.
And how do you get ready for, you know, it's a long trip out to Western Kentucky. It's not Paducah-Tillman, luckily. So, but anything you do to kind of get your team ready throughout the year for long bus trips like that?
I don't know if there's anything you can do for that. I mean, we've had, you know, bus trips before, and I don't think we've gone this far at this point. But, yeah, it doesn't really matter at this point how long we're sitting on a bus. We'll get out and take a rest if we need to, stretch our legs, might go over some scheme and game planning at that stop. Just to get the juices flowing, and you get back on and go the rest of the way. But it doesn't really matter how long we're on a bus or where we're going. It's high school football, just like it has been the past 10 weeks, and we got to treat it the same way.
And the format may be a little confusing to people out there. I think second year of the new reformatting system, once you get to the third round. So we know first week's going to be a crossover opponent. Second week, is it still a crossover, or does it just depend on how the bracket falls?
Depends on how the bracket falls. So, you know, if we were to win the first week, our next opponent would be determined on who won the other game, right? And it'll be between one of our teams, I think possibly our 1 seed versus their 4, right? So if we find a way to beat Logan County, then we'd be looking at either E-Town or Callaway County, I do believe.
And then after that, if you get to the third round, it reseeds based off of the RPI, correct?
No. Then the region is still, you know, between those two districts, right? And then after you get past the region final, if you get to the final 4, that's when they reseed it.
That's why we go to coach for all the answers there. So hopefully we have that scenario come up a bit later on this month. So before we put a bow on the show, I just want to kind of ask you, you know, about this. How will you remember this team? Because even if you're back next year and 95% of a football team comes back, I think teams are like fingerprints. They're all unique in their own way. So what will you remember this team as?
The foundation, the guys who started it all, right? So whether it's next year or 5 years from now, this team will always be very, very special. And it's a special group of kids anyway. They just are. And the personalities on this team, and once you get to know them, they're lovable kids, and you can't help but love them, right? But on top of that, they'll also be, you know, the founding fathers of what's to come next. And no matter where it goes from here, and hopefully that's up, you always have to look back and credit these guys as the guys who started it, right? And they're the ones that had to go through the tough times of learning a brand new system, and all those guys that come behind them won't have that to fight through, right? And so these guys battled through the hardest part of it and got it rolling. And on top of their personalities and just who they are, that makes them special.
And obviously, you know, the freshmen through juniors come back, but the seniors, you know, this is it for them, their last season. And you only got one chance to coach them. And to their credit, they put all of their trust into you because this is their last year of high school football, maybe their last chance to ever play football, and they let you, you know, lead the way.
Yeah, and it's special, and they've done a great job, and they've fought for us, and we couldn't have asked more of them. And you talk about being special, and you ask them the question, what was special about their career? What is the moment that they remember the most? And I think a lot of people lose touch with this. Like, even if you go play at the next level, and let's say you even make it to the highest level and you play in the pros, you interview those guys about the most fun they've ever had playing the sport that they're playing, and all of them will tell you high school, because it's with their people, their buddies, and their friends. When you get past this level, it becomes more of a job, and it's never as fun as it is now. And I don't think you realize it at the moment, because I didn't either when I was playing high school football. But these kids, they'll never have more fun playing this game than they have for the past 4 years, and it'll be special the rest of their lives, even if they don't remember or if they don't, realize that right now. One day they will.
All right, Coach. Well, thanks for your time all season long and joining us each Tuesday night. And best of luck against Bullitt Central. Best of luck at Logan County and beyond.
Thank you very much. This has been great. The G&G, this has been a great experience for me. You guys put on a great show and do a great job covering games every Friday night, and we're grateful to have you.
Yep. I want to thank our partners once again here at Big Papa Smokehouse for having us out and being hospitable all season long. Thank our friends at United Threads and Farmers National Bank of Lebanon. Thanks Seamus and Matt for keeping us on behind the scenes all year long, and thanks to Hal and John for giving me a chance to do this as well. So it's been a great time, and stay tuned. Much more to come, as always, as Hal B says. So that'll wrap it up here for the Ross Brown Coaches Corner Show on G&G Productions.
You've been watching the Marion County High School Football Coaches Show with head coach Ross Brown, live from Big Papa Smokehouse in Lebanon. Tonight's coverage brought to you by Papa Smokehouse, Farmers National Bank in Lebanon, and United Threads. Thanks for tuning in. Join us next Tuesday night at 6 p.m. for the Marion County Football Coaches Show. And go Knights!